I do know how to say no. It's easy for me because I guess at the time when all my friends were first starting to drink and it became a big thing, I never got into it. And I do have some close friends who don't drink, who make it easier for me to say no because we all go to parties together. And when you have that support system, makes it a little easier. But I can go to a party and be the only person there not drinking. I never really put myself in those positions when I was younger, and I didn't know if I was capable of saying no. As I got older and more mature, I knew that I was going to be able to turn down alcohol or drugs or anything that I knew probably wouldn't be good for me. I guess it started when I was younger, just out of fear of getting in trouble. I never wanted to put myself in that position where my parents would find out. And I had older siblings who were drinking, and just seeing them sometimes in states where they were out of it just never really seemed like anything I wanted to be a part of. My friends are good about not pressuring me because by this point they know that I'm not going to drink. So for me, saying no it's not really that hard to do. My close friends just came to accept me for what I am. Now they know Dylan's here, he's not going to be drinking tonight, which is a good thing because I like being that guy that people can count on for a ride home. You always know that I'm not going to be drinking, so I'm always there for you. But at times it's a little too much, and I can't really, I'm not up to putting myself in the situation where I'm the only one not drinking, because as much as I would like to say that I influence my friends, in a way I really don't, because, you know, they still do it. But when my friends tell me that they wish that they didn't drink so much, or they're proud of me for not drinking, they think like that's a cool thing, then it makes me feel good.
So what do you think is the real lure of drinking?
I think just wanting to hang out with your friends, be cool with them, like going to parties and stuff and being cool to your peers. It's like, that's the main lure of drinking. People want to stick with that.
Mm-hmm. And even also because we're not legally allowed to be drinking alcohol. So it kind of makes us feel like we're being a rebel and we're doing something like normal people don't do. So we're making ourselves cooler by doing something out of the box.
Yeah, I think I agree with you because in other cultures, you see, like in Europe, there's not as much teenage drinking because they're allowed to drink when they're like 16 or whatever the legal drinking age is, and they serve alcohol everywhere, and people are allowed to do it, so people don't want to do it. Whereas here in the United States, 21 is like, wow, you get to drink.
Alcoholism can lead to a destructive spiral and is a harder state to overcome than to enter.
Even without a family history, the dependence on alcohol can affect anyone who is prone to drinking regularly, especially as a teenager.
While drinking can start on a whim or because of peer pressure, it is just as likely to continue because it is a way to numb some kind of pain.
Whether because of family strife, social issues, or trouble at school.
Many times, teens try to mask the issue rather than seeking help, turning instead to alcohol.
Next, we asked the teens on the street if they knew people their age who drank regularly or got drunk.
And if they knew anyone who used alcohol to deal with the pain or difficulty.
Do you know people your age who drink regularly or get drunk?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yes, I do.
Yes. I know a couple, but not really a lot.
I know kids that go to parties that get drunk.
Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, all my friends, like I said, 18-year-old kids, high school kids, all of them.
I do know people that get drunk a lot every day.
Yes, I know people that get drunk every day.
I know people my age and younger than me that get drunk every day.
If there's like a party, like I said before, they sometimes drink and sometimes they overdrink, so they get drunk and they do stupid things.
All of my friends drink and get drunk all the time.
Have you or anyone you know ever used alcohol to deal with pain or difficulty? Can you explain?
No, not for pain. It's more of a recreational thing.
It's for fun. They've never really used it for like depression purposes.
Drinking is just more of like a casual thing to have fun.
Some of my friends who are depressed, they try and drink alcohol.
Yeah, I know a few people. Some of my friends drink to ease their pain. My friend broke up with her boyfriend and she drank a lot.
My cousin, when my grandma died.
I know a lot of people that are depressed and they use alcohol as a supplement for their depression.
I have this uncle who just got out of a bad relationship with his wife. He's been going to alcohol a lot to get away his pain.
My uncle kind of does that. I guess he's like depressed and stuff. So he just goes to alcohol, like, you know, as a resort to help him feel good.
I know a lot of people where a friend of mine lost her dad and she drinks every day now. She became like a real heavy alcoholic and we're trying to get her off of it.
You know, a lot of teens on the street said that people use alcohol to get away from their troubles, to ease the pain. But really, alcohol is actually a depressant. It doesn't help depression, it makes it worse. So when you're drinking to get rid of a problem, it's only making it worse.
I have a friend who doesn't drink for that purpose, she just does it for fun. And she would get drunk all the time and she'd come into work and she'd be hungover. I'm like, why do you do that to yourself? Like, I wouldn't, like, every day I see you, you're like that. She's like, oh, it's just for fun. I'm like, doesn't sound like too much, but it's really like, weirded me out a little bit.
I kind of agree with you. I have a friend who like drinks all the time. She's like, it just makes you crazy and it makes you have fun. And I'm like, I'm crazy enough as it is. I can have fun without alcohol, you know. And if you know me, I'm really like woo all the time. So like, you know, it's just you don't need alcohol. And people think that just because you have alcohol, you act different. I want to remember the crazy things I do. I don't want to like, oh, what did I do?
Yeah, like actually like. Almost all my friends, they drink, and they're always telling me like how fun it is and stuff, but I really don't think it's that fun to get like drunk and not remember what happened, you know?
There's a friend of mine that drinks she has a lot of problems back at home, so she kind of uses it as her escape to forget about all her problems that she has, but like you said, Phil, you know, it just makes it all worse. It's a depressant.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who drink, you know, being at college and stuff, but one of my close friends, she drinks and she does real stupid things, like she mixes things that she shouldn't be mixing, and then she comes back and tells me, my other friend, oh, I did this and that. We're like, why do you do that? And she doesn't really give us a straight answer. I don't think she understands, like, it's not something you should brag about and try to, you know, prove something.
I do agree with you. I know people who just drink to do something because they have nothing better to do with their lives than just sit at home and waste time by like just sitting and looking at each other. So drinking is like a escape in a way, but also just to do something.
Next, Dylan talks about some of the dangers of underage drinking and excessive use of alcohol.
And how two people in his life dealt with the very serious consequences of alcohol abuse.
The police were involved, there was alcohol in the car, and they got pulled over. The girl never knew she had a problem because she never really thought of herself as any more of a drinker than the people she hung out with. After this incident where she got in a lot of trouble, her parents got her to start seeing someone to talk about her problem. She used to be, I would say, an every weekend drinker, and since then, she's given it up. She admits that now that she did rely on alcohol to fill voids in her life that she didn't have an answer for. Now that she's given up drinking, she says she's a lot happier, she has more fun, and things are just all around better in her life. Unfortunately, sometimes it does take drastic measures to help you change. One of my good friends, after breaking up with his longtime girlfriend, we noticed that he started drinking a lot and became a little more distant, and throughout high school it only kind of got worse. We try to help him out, and it's just important, I guess, to tell your friends that you are there for them and they don't have to go to alcohol or drugs or anything like that to help them cope with their problems. But sometimes it's definitely hard, and I've definitely seen it in my group of friends. You never really know. It's like a variable once alcohol comes into the picture, and you may be going into it thinking, okay, I'm just gonna have a little bit, just gonna have a good time. But once you hit that point where you're not in control anymore, you know, who knows what you're gonna do? You could drink all night. I've seen people pass out, black out, and it's just like no one wants to be that guy or that girl, that person.
Our faith teaches us that indulging in excessive behaviors can do harm to ourselves and others.
And urges us to take these things seriously, especially when we're teenagers.
The Catechism of the Catholic Church warns us that indulgences, such as the excessive use of alcohol, are grave.
They are actions that carry serious consequences to your body and your soul.
So, do you believe it is a sin to drink alcohol?
That's what we asked the teens on the street.
Let's check it out.